Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Gothitropolis Nergall action figure set by Four Horsemen Studios. This figure set was first released in 2011, and I got this set off of the Four Horsemen web store called Store Horsemen, and paid $30 for this set. Now, this particular set is basically a variant of the Scarabus figure set. It just has a different paint scheme and an alternate head that you could use to construct a Nergall figure. And taking a look at the figure in the package, you can see it's a very nicely detailed figure that contains a lot of accessories, which is really cool. And you can see the paint scheme is different from the standard Scarabus figure on there. And on the back of the package here, you can see a description. Oh, it's very hard to read here. Maybe if you can get in an angle there, you might be able to read some of that there. Nice picture of Scarabus here in his standard attire. And down here you can see more of the history of Scarabus there. And then you have all of the variants of the Scarabus figures. We have here a Demon Fire Scarabus. We have Melcom. It's more of a, I guess, a bug-like type of variant. We have Anubos here. We have Azazel here. Thothos down below. And up above here we have a dormant form of Scarabus, and we have the Nergall figure here, and then we have Horos and Horus and a timekeeper here. We'll be right back and have Nergall here out of the package. Okay, we're back and we have Nergall here out of the package, and this is a really impressive set. Just really outstanding. A lot of accessories, lots of detail, a lot of articulation. It's just all in one package and just well worth the $30. Now, when I had ordered all of the Gothitropolis figures that I ordered off of the website, I had originally planned on purchasing two of the Nergalls to act as a, I guess, a personal guard for Scarabus, because the Nergall, when I saw on the website, had sort of a bug-like feature with the pincers and the carapace-like head and the horns, which were actually positioned differently. And when I got this guy out of the package and just looking at him in his demon form here, I'm not so sure now. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I might order another set to at least have two personal guard and have this Nergall here as a sort of a sorcerer type of thing. It's just really cool. But let's go ahead and go into all of the accessories first. And first up, we'll go over this here. This is actually the head that was on the figure. If I can get it into focus here. Let's see here. I'm sure we can get it into focus. There we go. And you can see that it is a variant of Scarabus here, painted differently. You can see this, I guess, mane or horn-like features painted in a glossy black. And he has brownish features for his face and the bluish tint on the chin there. And removing the head is not too difficult. The pin that goes into the socket there is not that hard to remove and place back in. And most of the Scarabus variants have the face, interchangeable face, but with this Nergall set, it's a complete head, alternate head on there. So that's kind of cool. And next up, we'll take a look at these three pieces here, and they're actually for the timekeepers. And oops, it's actually kind of neat that they added these little bonus items. Now you can see this is a helmet for a timekeeper here. Let me just get Nergall out of the way here for focusing. That's actually kind of cool, and it's matches the color scheme of Nergall there with a metallic blue on there. And here's a mantle for the timekeeper. It's actually kind of neat. And then we have here a spear tip if you don't want to use the chrono hammer on there. Pretty neat. Now Nergall comes with a total of 3 sets of alternate hands. We have here a gripping hand, which can be used to grip the spear or staff on there. And then we have a couple of closed fists on there. Got some detail there. It's actually kind of neat. And then the third set of hands are on the figure, which are basically open hands in a motive pose that you can do for spell casting or fire wielding, like I have with the figure. Now we have here the staff, which is kind of cool. You can see some of the details. You can see the scarab theme on the head of the staff there, and this nice piece of plastic, a plastic orb on there. It's actually kind of neat, and you can see some more details on the staff here going towards the foot of the staff. It's actually kind of neat. And they also include an interchangeable spearhead. If you don't want to have a staff, you want to use it as a spear instead, you can just pull that off and then place the spearhead in, and then you have a spear, which is one of the original intents for me to get this set, was to use this as a spear, as, like I said, a personal guard for Scarabus on there. But it's actually pretty neat on the details. You can see the orbs again on there. It's actually very, very cool. And it's got the, of course, bluish metallic paint to represent the theme of Nergall here. Now, taking a look at Nergall, it's just a really cool figure. I was surprised at how well this figure turned out. Now, I knew before actually ordering it that it was very detailed, and I just did not expect it to be this detailed. It's just lots and lots of detail. And first off, we'll go over the head sculpt here, and you can see it has a almost predator type jaw here. And it's got a very nice sculpt, and you can see the gold painted into the eyes. And I don't know if you can see the details just on the top of the head. You can see some sculpted cracks forming, and on this carapace type head on there. And you got these horns here, which surprised me a bit. Let me just pop off the head here, and it's not that difficult to pop the head off. You just tug on that slightly. And originally the horns on the head were actually angled downwards, and I was surprised that you could actually pose the horns on there. But this was the way it was originally packaged on there, and that's kind of cool. And you can see some more details on the head there, but I like it's much better with the horns up on there. Just has a more menacing feel to the figure with the horns up. It's kind of neat. And another thing is that this set is an alternate head, and I found it curious whether the face can actually pop off like the other Scarabus sets, and indeed it does. You can pull that off, and you can actually, if you wanted to, swap out the faces on this figure, this headpiece, which is very cool. You just slide the head there, so if you wanted to have the bug head here, or the Scarabus face on this horned head, It's just very cool on this set. This one I was not expecting at all, and I thought that was a neat little bonus for this particular Nergall set on there. But I preferred with the Nergall face with the horns on here. So, and you can see the head just is on a simple peg with a peg hole here. And just plop that in there. Now, going over more of the details here, you can see it's the same basic body mold as the standard Scarabus figure, and just painted in a different color scheme. And the color scheme for the Nergall set is a metallic blue and black with a mix of brown on there, and accents of red. So you can see the torso here is just finely detailed. And you got the scarab theme on here on the belt. It's very cool shoulder pieces here with this nice semi-translucent orbs on the shoulder armor. It's just very cool. Oh, one of the pincers actually came off here. Let me just plug that back in. And that's another reason why I wanted to use this as a personal guard, because of these pincers that come with every set actually. And I thought it was actually kind of neat. And you can see the details even on the gloves here, and more scarab theme there. You can see the hands here, and this is another accessory, the fire effect on there. And each set has a different color, and for Nergall it's red on there. Just pretty good detail on this fire effect on there. That's pretty cool. And they're actually sculpted differently. You don't get two of one piece, you get two unique fire effects, so that's kind of cool on here. Just again, looking at more of the details, you can see all the details on the legs, the buckles with the straps, and you can see the details on the hoofed feet. Really great detail on the hair. It's very, very nice. And if you can see, you can't see it too well on this particular hoof, but there are cracks, sculpted cracks in the hoof, which is very nice. And it's not that very visible on this particular set, but on other sets you can see actual cracks in the hoof. You got a little detail on the bottom of the feet there. Just very, very nice. And again, it's just really detailed. And you got this cape here, which is a little rigid. It's very similar to the older DC Universe Classics capes, where they're kind of rigid, but they're still bendable, not too bad. And this cape is actually removable. And let me just pull this off. You can see here, basically a slot that that you can actually push into the back of the figure here, and it stays fairly well if you got it pushed in all the way on there. It stays pretty well on there. But let me just go ahead and put this back in there. You can see some more detail in the back. There's some sculpted cracks in the back on there, and this figure does have a forked tail as well, which is actually kind of neat. And you can see some more of the skirt area here. This is made of a softer rubber there, as well as this skirt area here. It's actually kind of neat with this metallic paint and this flat blue on there. Very, very nice. It's just a really cool figure. Going over the articulation of Nergall here, you saw earlier that it's on a simple peg joint, and you can have the head go all the way around. You can have him go up a bit, see, and down, as well as side to side. You get a whole bunch of poses on the head. It's very nice. You saw that the horns actually are articulated on there, and his pincer here keeps popping off. That's one of the weaknesses of this pincer. It's just loosely applied in there. And the pincer is on a hinged swivel joint, so you can actually move, let me just move this one instead. You can actually move it in and out as well as all the way around, so you can have a variety of poses for the pincer here. And let me just see if I can peg that back in there. There we go. The arms can go all the way around, and they can go out and in. The arms rotate all the way around at the bicep on there. There's a single joint at the elbow, very tight on the joints, which is nice. And the hands can go all the way around at the wrist, as well as in and out, which is nice. All the alternate hands do that as well. Unfortunately, no torso or ab joint on there, and I think it's just due to the sculpt of the front chest area. It's just lots of detail on there. The waist does go all the way around though, which is nice. And does it go up and down? Barely goes up and down and side to side. The legs are joined at the hip on that standard DC Universe Classics type of joint that allows the leg to go up, down to the back, and also out to the side. And you can see how well they crafted the skirt area. They have it actually glued onto the thigh on there, so there's more detail. You can see all this detail on the leg. It's actually kind of neat. Now there is a swivel joint that allows you to move the leg all the way around at the thigh, which is neat. Single joint at the knee on there. There's more detail on the back of the leg there, some horns on there, or spikes, or whatever you want to call them. Nice leather-like work on the lower leg there. It's actually kind of neat. And the feet are on a hinge joint, or hinge swivel joint, that allows you to move the feet up and down slightly, as well as all the way around. Overall, with the combination of the articulation, the joints on here, the paint on the sculpt, and the detail, is just definite recommend. It's really worth the $30 for this figure. It's just, I just recommend picking this figure up, or any of the other figures from the Gothitropolis line. Just really excellent work by the Four Horsemen. But this is my casual peek into the Gothitropolis Nergall figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.